Hi, hello. Welcome to the episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is October the 30th, 2023. Hopefully, this episode finds you well in good spirits and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. This Monday was pretty solid. Just pretty much just work, same old, but I like a good Monday that starts and ends on an even keel. You know what I mean? No potholes, no landmines, nothing like that. Let's see, food corner. As of what I ate yesterday, I made a pizza and it was very yummy. Pepperoni pizza. I also had some fries on the side. I got my mango habanero sauce back too, so that was nice. They had that at the grocery store. That is a BW3 sauce, if you are not familiar. I know some people would dog BW3s. You're totally within your right and reason for that. I'm a garbage disposal, but I do like the sauces. I think they are the reason for the season. You give me some like boneless little nuggies, I'm in there. I'll take it. I don't care. But let's see here. I put that shit on pretty much everything, so nice to have that back in the house, at least while limited time only, maybe. I don't know. Let's see here. Nothing else really to report. I'm going to go ahead and just skip the startup, the usual startup, save my break for the end. Let's see here. Let's just go ahead and get into it. Yeah. From NPR. Hundreds stormed an airport in Russia's Dagestan, looking for passengers from Israel. Russian police briefly closed an airport in Dagestan, a republic in Russia's far south, after hundreds of people stormed the grounds on Sunday, searching for a plane carrying passengers arriving from Tel Aviv. At least 20 people were injured at the airport in Makhachkala, the Dagestani capital, including 9 police officers, the local interior ministry said in a statement posted to Telegram. 2 police were hospitalized in grave condition. Roughly 60 people were arrested, with local officials vowing to open a criminal investigation to hold all rioters responsible. The airport had fully reopened as of Monday, but flights from Tel Aviv are to be temporarily rerouted to other cities, the Russian Aviation Authority reported. Media Zona, an independent Russian media outlet, reported that the mob was responding to a flurry of messages on Telegram, saying the plane arriving from Tel Aviv was carrying Jewish refugees. Let's see here. Several videos posted to social media on Sunday appear to show crowds surrounding planes on the tarmac. Some can be seen carrying Palestinian flags, shouting anti-Semitic phrases, and roaming the terminal, asking arriving passengers to show their passports and to verify their nationality, according to translations from news outlets like the Associated Press. In one video, the mob appears to confront an airport worker near a plane from the Russian operator Red Wings. The worker tells them the plane is empty and identifies himself as Muslim. In another, which appeared to be recorded inside the plane, a steward can be heard telling passengers to remain calm and to keep aircraft doors closed. There's an angry crowd, the voice says. It is quite possible that we will get caught. Now, obviously, this is a very unfortunate scene. This is not the kind of, civil protest that, we've been seeing in other places like New York City, London, Madrid, Casablanca, Istanbul, Islamabad, and others, where people are actually coming out saying, hey, look, from the river to the sea, Palestine shall be free. That should be an okay thing to say. By the way, that is something that some, fucking nation states or whatever will say is, you can't say that. That is anti-Semitic, apparently, which I think is fucking wild. Like, freedom is anti-Semitic? Like, that, I don't know. Feels sus. Now, granted, obviously, the things that are being said and done in this moment in Dagestan, way more extreme here. In Dagestan, this area, it is I believe, a predominantly Muslim area. And, I understand that, like, tensions can be high and people are very upset with everything that is going on, in Israel and Gaza right now. And I get that things are only getting worse. We literally all found out over the weekend that these motherfuckers cut internet so that they could just do a fucking secret invasion, Nick Fury style. And, it's like, no, people are upset and they're beyond upset. But that doesn't give you the green light to act this way, to, do these kind of things. You should never, be running up to somebody to inflict harm on them and be like, where's your papers? You're from fucking Israel. We're beating you. Like, no, that's fucking wrong. That's terrible. So, I definitely want to, big up to people who are coming out and asking for a ceasefire, asking for, peace right now instead of, more violence and things of that nature. Because we definitely want to see more peace. We want to see that kind of change. There's some more news I wanted to cover, at least, kind of back into the Middle East, from The Guardian. Hostage soldier rescued in Gaza, says Israel. Let's see here. Israeli forces have announced the liberation of a hostage in Gaza hours after Hamas released a video of 3 other hostages who remain in captivity. Ori Megadish, an Israeli Defense Forces soldier, was freed during an escalating offensive in Gaza. The IDF and Internal Security Agency Shin Bet said in a joint statement on Monday night. It said she had undergone medical checks and was doing well. The announcement followed the release of a video by Hamas in an apparent effort to put pressure on the government of Benjamin Netanyahu. The group's military wing disseminated the clip via social media as Israeli forces advanced on Gaza City. I did want to get the names, I think, of the other women. Let's see. The women were Danielle Aloni, Riman Kirst, and Alina Trupanov. They are, sitting in plastic chairs. They have one of the women, I believe, Alani, more or less speaking directly to the camera. It definitely seemed like it's kind of like one of those like scripted kind of situations. So yeah, I mean, obviously it's very unfortunate. Hopefully, we see more hostages freed. But I did want to just kind of move along here, and obviously, you can reference the article if you'd like to get all the details there. But from Reuters, German-Israeli woman taken hostage by Hamas at music festival is dead, Israel says. Let's see here. A German-Israeli woman who was seized by Hamas from a music festival on October 7th and paraded around Gaza by the Palestinian militant group is dead, the Israeli government said on Monday. I am really sorry to report that we have now received news that Shani Nicole Luke has been confirmed murdered and dead, the Israeli President Isaac Herzog told Germany's Blind newspaper. So yeah, I mean, I just wanted to report that. Obviously, it's very, grim and horrific, that situation that took place. That's not something I do want to take light or, sweep under the rug or anything like that. And so it is one of those things where this kind of coverage is something I feel like is relevant and, important to bring up. But once again, I don't want to get too stuck in the details, and it is available to read if you'd like. Not that we are moving on to, better news, but we are going to hockey. We're talking sports. From Lad Bible, freak accident as ice hockey player Adam Johnson dies after being slashed in the neck during game. The sporting world has been left in shock after a professional ice hockey player died following a freak accident during a game. Nottingham Panthers star Adam Johnson passed away during a match against the Sheffield Steelers at Utilita Arena on Saturday night, October 28th. Let's see. The American hockey player was slashed in the neck during the Derby Dash, while more than 8,000 fans were watching from the sidelines. Spectators were asked to leave the stadium in Sheffield following the major medical emergency. Let's see. There's more details here, about the situation. But yeah, obviously very sad, very unfortunate. trying to think here. I believe, yeah, he played for the Pittsburgh Penguins, in the States. He was, as hailed as a good player, and not just a good player. I think more importantly, as a really good person. So it's very unfortunate to see him passing, especially in such a such a sad, gratuitous way. Obviously shit like this is accidental. It wasn't like there was like some brawl and shit got out of hand. You know what I mean? It was literally an accident. But it's definitely a shame, and condolences to the family. But yeah, and obviously, people had to, witness that. I know they, cleared the stadium and, cleared the games for the weekend, but, definitely, that'd be pretty rough to see in person. Let's see here. Yeah, I feel like that's the there. Let's go ahead and move on to the next beat. From Reuters. Pharmacy staff from CVS Walgreens stores in U.S. start 3-day walkout. Some employees at CVS HealthCore and Walgreens Boots Alliance's U.S. pharmacies, sorry, I read that like a robot, launched a 3-day walkout starting Monday to push the companies to improve working conditions and add more staff to their stores. The walkout, which has been dubbed Pharmageddon on social media platforms such as Meta's Facebook, where it was largely planned, started on Monday and led to the closing of some stores in New York City, two organizers told Reuters. Shane Joromowski, a former Walgreens pharmacist and one of the organizers of the walkout, told Reuters that as many as 5,000 pharmacy workers would walk out across the 3 days, but said the exact number of affected stores and participating staff was not clear due to the lack of union. He pointed to grossly understaffed stores where employees have to fill not only prescriptions but also look at appointments and walk-ins for immunization as one of the triggers for the action. In September, some staff from CVS stores in Kansas City went on a 2-day strike, while there was another by Walgreens store employees earlier this month. Now, I've missed those. That definitely went under my radar personally, but that was why I was like, okay, I'm really happy to cover this because that's big. That means this isn't like a new thing. This is actually just something that's been like budding. But that makes sense. It's one of those things where people see what's going on around them. They see unions, really coming out in force and really fighting for it and getting results. And I think that really can spur on other workers to make it happen, to make the effort, and really organize. And I think that really is an effective thing, even if you are not in a union. And I hope that this is going to be fruitful for them. And that they get some results. Now, in terms of where I'm at in Ohio, I actually do have some friends, some peeps that, are in, the field between Walgreens and CVS. So I've been asking, seeing, and apparently nothing's really happening here, but, they were aware of it. So that's kind of cool. That's interesting. I do hope to see something out of this because I don't know if you've ever been in a Walgreens when it's like busy, but that shit sucks. It feels like it's like kind of like that, like the whole prison ratio of like there's just way too many of us and just not enough of them. And it's crazy that you have your pharmacist doing double duty where like you will literally have them, running prescriptions and things of that nature, like shit that like, that's life, important shit. Like people could die if you get the wrong prescriptions and things of that nature. But hey, also we need you to potentially help out because, we don't have that many staff. There's like maybe like 2 or 3 of us or whatever. I don't know. So it's just crazy that you have literally pharmacists doing double duty and not to mention double duty on their own jobs, behind, the pharmacy. So, obviously let's give them a break. Let's get more people, out and about. Let's get them the money that they need to do their jobs. I think that's very fucking important. And I do think that this is like, once again, a boon of, unions really stepping out and really stepping it up. And that's going to lead us into our next and last piece of the night, of the day, depending on, I guess, when you're listening to this. It's the night for me. Oh man, I gotta tell you, I'm already sick of the Like, it's not even daylight savings time yet, and I'm already sick of it. Like, I've gotten my fall weather. I've crunched enough leaves up my asshole now. Like, can we just like go back to being warm again? Like, I don't know. I'm not ready for snow. I'm just not. I'm not built for it anymore, okay? I'm in my 30s. I feel old now. I feel it in like my bones. Please stop. Just stop getting weird with the weather. And I know it's not weird in this way. Like, winter's got to come. Winter's coming. But I just don't want to deal with it, y'all. This is, oof. Let me grieve. All right, let me take my break and then we'll finish this off. I'm sorry. I'm being dramatic. Okay. From the Associated Press, UAW reaches deal with General Motors that ends strike against Detroit automakers pending votes. Woohoo! We love to see it. We love to hear it, baby. Shout out to Sean Fain. Happy birthday, my guy. Way to close it out in a good way. In my opinion, very effective strike. I know we've kind of covered this in several parts, but essentially this deal with GM is similar to the initial Ford deal, as well as like Jeep maker Stellantis has also hopped on board, but very effective work. Once again, it does fall shy in terms of like, we wanted to get the 40%. There's also some situations in terms of like, I'm trying to think, less hours, but like still getting pay, like getting pay, days off, like stuff like that. I think essentially less work week was one thing that was getting pitched for. I think that didn't really make the cut, but essentially there is a tentative agreement between the big three. So I mean that's it. We did it in a way. I mean I know I'm wrapping it up a little bit too hard here. Essentially the union has to actually sit down as a whole and vote and say, hey, we actually do want this. This is good. We'll go along with this, or like, no, we don't want this. We could actually go for more. We'll see. I know in this article they talk about, there might be some potential downsides because like now, we are agreeing to give workers more, so naturally we have to like pay for more. And it's like, that shit always annoys me. I get it. You do have to say that. It is a part of it. It is a part of the thought process here. But regardless, these motherfuckers are always going to charge us, the consumer, more. Like I already hear fucking Netflix talk that shit. Like, oh yeah, we're probably gonna have to raise prices soon. But we did just sign with the writers. And it's like, bro, fuck you. Go fuck yourself. You were always gonna do this. You were always gonna fuck us over again. Even though you already said we were doing ads and ads are doing great, but like, we need more money. So that's a common thing. I really, stress to my listeners that like that is a part of it, but that is a part of capitalism. You just have to accept that everything's going to go up and we're getting boiled alive. You should be able to have a price of, a living wage. I think that is very important, very essential. And this deal covers them until 2028. And I mean, we'll see what is going to be cooking, then. And I mean, obviously I'll cover if there's any, hiccups or any changes. But this is great news to me because, like I said, from the CVS Walgreens deal, I think these things are very intrinsic. I think this is the one of the few ways where you see us all actually kind of floating up. We actually get something out of this if it goes the way it's supposed to go, where, unions actually fight and they make an impact, and then that impact is felt, throughout all the workforce. At the end of the day, people are going to see that, people making more money, and they're going to want to, either go there, and then companies are going to be like, well, we have to raise our pay. We have to raise our perks. We can't just like fucking giving, people treats and pizza. We have to do more. We have to give more. So, I think that is the rising tides that, actually raise the boats or whatever the fuck. So yeah, clap it up for that. We love to see it. And that is where I will leave it for today. It's good to get through another Monday. Yes. Hopefully, you get to enjoy that lasagna tonight, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that's the episode. Shill mode, gotta do it. Patreon.com/Isaiah News. If you'd like to support the effort, you do become a newsie. I shout you out at the top of the month, and I also plug a project if you like. And also, you can just be a silent donor if you want. You just, just give me a little bit of money. Say, hey, I like what you're doing, bud. Thanks. And I'm like, sweet. Thank you, sire. Actually, I probably won't call you sire. I'm not a feudal serf. I just like doing this shit. I will say thanks. I'll be like, thank you. But yeah, free ways to hit me up, IsaiahNews1@gmail.com. I do wonder who is the first Isaiah News. I ponder that sometimes. I would like to be you. Let's see here. Yeah, you can just hit me up, send me an email, I guess. Send it to Zoom. And I'm on all the socials, at least all the cool ones. And you can find me at the podcast there. Hit it up. Like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube. Hit that bell, all those things. Do that respectively on any listening thing you're on right now. That would be great. You'd be dope for that. And hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love ya. Bye-bye. Mwah.